Hi, for this month's video blog I thought I'd talk about the forthcoming iPad. You all know I'm a bit of a technology fan, and this is just a sort of excuse to spend some time playing with one and talking about it. Don't want to give Apple too much free advertising, but I think they're probably going to get quite a lot of that anyway. I think there's a lot of thoughts that the iPad is a bit of a gimmick, that it's a flash in the pan, and people don't understand why they'd want one rather than a laptop or a netbook. However, I am of a different opinion. I think it's pretty much a game changer in the industry. I think there's no doubt for home use it's fantastic. The web browsing experience, the movies, the sounds, the battery life, you're going to find it very difficult to get one away from me. I'm going to be surfing it the whole time while I watch television. It's going to increase my computer use to almost 24 hours a day. I might put it under my pillow and listen to it doing something. However, this blog's meant to be a bit more about the industry and about general practice and medicine as a whole. So what's it going to do? Well, I think having already written some software myself for the iPhone, I think the user interface is what's important. It's about simplicity, it's about ease of use, it's not about replicating a desktop or even website use of things. It's about having information at your fingertips in an easy to use way, and I think innovative companies on the cutting edge need to be thinking about this already, because I think a lot of us are going to go out there and buy them. A lot of us would like an excuse to buy one on business expenses, and I think I can see hospitals, I can see GPs using these on visits, using them in the wards, on the clinics, in surgeries. And I'd like to introduce Phil Young. He's the Director of Development at PCTI, who produced the Docman software, and as innovative thinkers they've already started thinking about how to use this product. And as you can see, we've actually got one here before it's actually out in the UK. They've been playing with it already, and I'd like to ask Phil to have a little chat about what they're thinking about. What we've looked at is, this is very beta. It's this is a sort of replication of your new iWorkflow system, which looks different to the current Docman. And I think I think this is really not even a beta test, is it? It's sort of before that. It's just a mock, in a way, a mock-up.
It's really just a mock-up to see whether this kind of device is suitable for showing the kind of information that we use within our software.
Yeah.
And is that relevant to a GP?
And I think the answer is yes, it is. We have a common room down the way. Up to 14 of us are in there. There's only 2 PCs. It's we're all queuing up to use the PCs to actually sort of have a look at our letters and results. So what happens is we all hide in our rooms and we don't meet up as much. But if we were all sat on the sofas round our sort of plasma screen watching the World Cup, with the iPad on our lap, we have Wi-Fi throughout the building. I can see very easily just flicking through your letters, tapping that one's okay, using the new interface that iWorkflow has. Sorry, it's not called iWorkflow, is it? Yes, it is called iWorkflow. Using the new interface, which is effectively just one tap to do any action. That would just be absolutely brilliant. The productivity gains are fantastic, and the sort of potential opportunities with secure remote access, taking one out on a visit, taking one out to a nursing home. We run a clinic at the Bale Hostel. I'd have to be careful that it didn't get stolen by all the residents, but I'm very excited by this, and I think it's an excellent early glimpse of potentially what might be coming, and I think it's great that PCTI are already thinking about this. Anything else you want to say about it?
I think, as you say, it has obvious advantage. I think the challenge for people like ourselves as application developers is to really think about ways in which it can be used, not just do the obvious kind of thing and develop something just for the sake of saying I've got an iPad capable application. And it might not be an iPad, it might be some other slate kind of device, but the point is it's something that's easy to use, it's quick to turn on, it's always there, and it doesn't mean that you're tied to your desktop.
You were telling me earlier that you'd spent an awful lot of time watching how people actually used your software, and what did you do there?
I mean, the thing that struck us is that our user base is quite diverse. We've got probably 120,000 individual users, and they all do different things with the software. Some people dip in and out, other people actually use, particularly GPs, the workflow side of things quite extensively. So what it was important to do for this new interface was to understand how people did it. So we monitored how people did it, we understood what they were clicking, what menu options were they using, and really tried to get rid of all the things that they didn't actually need in front of them. We've moved those out of the way, but what we haven't done is taken away any functionality, and the challenge is to give people what they actually need to use and make that available. So and that's the kind of thing that we've done with this interface, but interestingly in doing that, it's given us a much cleaner interface, and that clean style interface lends itself to this kind of device. You know, it's not appropriate to have a million menu options on the screen. You can't just take the Microsoft Windows ribbon and apply that to the screens, because that is anti this kind of device. So we've tried to understand that from an interface point of view, and hopefully this is the kind of thing you're going to see running on iPads or slate devices in general practice in the not too distant future.
Brilliant. So to summarise, I mean, I think it's not just going to be a home device, and as Phil says, you know, it may not be the iPad, but it may be a competitor, it may be an Android system, it may be that actually it works on all of them and that it doesn't really matter. But I think we're just at the beginning of seeing a new type of software, a software that's user experience led, which is something I've been pushing for quite some time, and exciting times ahead. Thanks very much.